Hi everybody, and welcome to week 6 of Methods of Social Work Research. We are really definitely coming into the home stretch here with the last 2 weeks of the course. And this week we are going to be talking about specifically qualitative research designs and data presentation. So I'm going to briefly review the objectives and readings for the week. Your objectives this week are to be able to identify the elements of qualitative research process. Also, to be able to apply your knowledge about protection from harm and ethics in designing a qualitative case study. You're going to be reading Chapter 9 in the Halasco text, and also checking out the Research Knowledge Base website pages related to qualitative measures, which you see here, and there's several points under that. As well as the section on unobtrusive measures. And those are measures that don't require the researcher to intrude in the research context, so those are also important to read about this week. And as always, you have several videos here that you'll watch as well. One on the power of vulnerability. You have your overview slides for the week. There is also, if you feel like this would be helpful, a resource on common punctuation issues. I will say I've been really impressed overall with the writing level in this class. It's actually at a much higher level than in several of the other sections of this class that I've taught, so I've been really impressed with everybody's writing ability in this course. And then there are also a number of supplemental videos here related to qualitative research that would also, I think, be incredibly useful for you to view as well. And they're all pretty brief, as you can see, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 to 6 minute range. Okay, let's get into, which is probably, I think, what everybody is probably most concerned about, are the assignments. We'll start with the designing a qualitative research study discussion post. That is not as overwhelming a task as it sounds. What you're going to be doing, and this is actually a new assignment in this course. We did not used to have this assignment as part of the course. But you're going to be asked to read through the Widener Social Work Shared Case, which I believe you should be familiar with from other classes, but if you click on this link here, that will take you to the shared case example. So you're going to be reading that or reviewing that again. As I said, I think you've also used it in other classes as well. And as you're reading it, think about some of the issues that affect Anita and her children, and choose one issue to focus on. So if we were just to look at this quickly, one of their challenges relates to having adequate income to meet the family's financial needs. Another, issue relates to lack of contact with her ex-husband, in his role in caring for their children. So there's a number of, and there's other issues in here as well. So you want to focus on one issue. And then you want to imagine yourself in the role of a qualitative researcher who wants to conduct a qualitative case study on that particular issue using Anita and her family as the study example. So once you do that, you're going to want to come up with a qualitative research question that would guide your case study. And you can refer back to the Research Week 6 slides for examples of qualitative research questions. Once you have a qualitative research question, then you're going to describe how you would conduct a qualitative case study to explore that question and some of the issues that could come up. And you're going to follow the prompts below. And you want to make sure you include all of these components and label each part. First, you're asked to describe the issue that your qualitative case study will explore and why you chose that issue. Second, you're asked to state the qualitative research question that would guide your case study. And I would encourage you to do that in a question format. When you're stating the research question, actually making sure that it's in a question format can help both you and whoever is reading your study or your presentation of study findings, can help them really focus in on what the question is that we're asking. That seems like a simple thing to remind people of, but really putting that in question form I think is important. Third, you're going to describe how you will collect your data. So it could be interviews, participant observation, reviewing documents, artifacts, and why you chose those methods. And you want to talk about how the method fits with your research question, and that would be 2 to 3 sentences. Fourth, you want to describe the ethical issues you could possibly encounter as the researcher conducting this qualitative case study. What are some of the biases and assumptions that you hold that might affect the ethics of the case study? We've talked about that in some of our other posts. What are some of the vulnerabilities of Anita and her family that you will need to be mindful of as you're doing this case study? And finally, fifth, you're going to describe how you will address ethical issues as the researcher conducting the qualitative case study. What are the factors that make up validity? And how will you increase the validity of the study? And you want to be specific. How will you increase the rigor of the study? And be specific. So really this assignment is trying to get you to apply a number of the concepts that we've been reading about. And again, these are brief. We're looking at, a couple of sentences for each of these bullet points. Your initial post is due Thursday, as always, and a sufficient post should be in the 200 words to 500 word range, and then you're required to follow up with 2 classmates by Sunday with word limits of 75 minimum to 150 words maximum. And again, we'll follow the grading rubric that we've been following all along this semester for discussion posts. So I hope that's clear. If anyone has any questions about this assignment, please feel free to email me, but I wanted to make sure I took the time to sort of just review it since it is a new assignment to this course. Okay. As many of you already have, you will be posting your program evaluation critique and then responding to 2 of your classmates, describing what you've learned from your peers and what you can add to their learning regarding program evaluation articles in the process of critiquing. So again, you're going to post your critique if you haven't already. And then by Sunday, you're going to read 2 of your classmates' critiques and respond to those. All right, and again, and this will be your last dyad check-in and discussion. By the end of this week, 1 member of the dyad and the triad should post a summary of any decisions you made, any discussions regarding your final presentation, and post that. You also post the date and times that you met by Sunday. And finally, let's get to the big assignment. I think this is probably what people are most concerned with. This week, your dyad and our 1 triad group assignments are due by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. And let's go back and review. So you're going to upload your PowerPoint presentation here. You only need to upload it once. Okay, 1 member of your group can upload it. And then the other thing that is important to note is that you are only uploading the PowerPoint presentation slides. There is no audio presentation required for this assignment. I had a couple of people email me and ask about that, so I wanted to make sure I stated that here as well. There is no requirement that you record audio. If you want to do that, you can, but it's not required and there's no extra credit given for including audio. So you just need to upload your PowerPoint slides by Sunday night. And what I really wanted to look at was the rubric. So this will be the rubric that I will be using to grade your PowerPoint presentations. I will be grading each student individually. So you will each get a grade sheet from me with a grade based on the particular article that you were responsible for. However, there is section 11 of the, see here, the critique of writing clarity and readability, which is a dyad activity that you are graded together on. So, if one person in the dyad gets a 2 in that section, the other person also got a 2, but everything else I'm grading individually. So if people are concerned, I know sometimes I've had groups that have had some challenges and they were concerned, that somebody else may influence their grade. You do all get graded individually for this assignment, though it is certainly a group effort. And if anyone has any questions about that, please feel free to email me. I'm really looking forward to seeing these presentations. I think you all have been a great class in terms of your ability to work independently with your dyad partners and collaboratively. I've seen a lot of good posts and evidence that communication seems to be flowing well and that people are working well together, and that is not always the case with with this assignment, so I do appreciate that from this class. A couple of final thoughts for this week. You should have received your literature review critiques back. I'm sorry that took me a little bit longer than I had hoped. This class is actually slightly larger, a slightly larger section than I have taught in the past, so grading is taking me a little longer to turn around, so I apologize for that. I hope to have your program evaluation critiques back to you by the end of the week or Saturday or so with those. And I really look forward to these presentations as well. And I will say, as far as the literature review critiques, I was really impressed with everybody's critique. Overall, they were excellent. Really interesting articles, interesting topics. I learned a lot from reading them, but they also, for the most part, were very well written, and that's also not always the case. So I really appreciated the effort that I've seen this class put into your assignments. So keep that up, and I look forward to reading all of your posts this week, and especially to your presentations. I know everybody's going to do a fabulous job. And if you have any questions, as always, feel free to email me or post in the Ask the Instructor forum. All right, everybody, have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.